176 UIL Texas high school ball games across the state. We are narrowing it down. We've gone from 1,250 teams down to 704 teams, down to 352 teams. And this week, we'll cut it down to 176. There are 176 games across the state, and I have done the due diligence. I've done the work to put together my top 10 Texas high school football games of the week, starting with number 10, Longview and DeSoto. Number 10. Remember, this was a regional final a year ago when Longview stunned DeSoto in the regional final. Now we're getting in the second round. I would say that the word for both of these teams this season has been high variance. Both of these teams, when they've looked good, it's been all good. They have been cruising. They've looked very, very good. But they haven't always looked good. And when they've looked bad, yeesh, it has not gone well. Who can find the right mix when it matters the most? That is really the question here. Now, I think a lot of this comes down to quarterback play. I think a lot of this comes down to last year, Longview bullied DeSoto up front. Can DeSoto match up front? Can Longview contain Sherrod Baker? Can Longview's quarterback Johnny Hamilton have a big game against what has been an up and down DeSoto defense? And also of note, Claude Mathis, the head coach at DeSoto, has never beaten John King at Longview. Whether it was at Longview, or whether it was DeSoto, whether it was at Marshall. This would be a real feather in the cap for Claude Mathis in this DeSoto program to avenge the team that knocked him out of the playoffs last year. That game is going down. I probably should have looked that up, where these games are happening. That game is going down Friday night in Waco. DeSoto and Longview. Number 9. Dripping Springs and San Antonio Harlan. This is the good stuff because we're starting to get into kind of these cross-regional matchups, and I mean that from a geographic perspective. Because now you have one of the very best teams in the Austin area taking on one of the very best teams in the San Antonio area. And this was a terrific area-round matchup a year ago when Harlan stunned Dripping Springs. This game's going down at Alamo Stadium at the Rock Pile. Dripping Springs has been on a roll, been on a heater. Week 11, they beat Westlake to grab the number 1 seed. Westlake's now blowing up basketballs because they had to play Vandergrift in the first round. Last week, they had no problem with Cedar Park Vista Ridge. They got a really, really strong game from Jason Gata, their running back, and they've got a big-time receivers on the outside like James Montgomery and Cooper Reed. For Harlan, the name of the game, I think, is establishing the run. They want to establish it. G. Ivory Graham has been terrific. He ran for 4 scores last week against Madison. I think the question for me is going to be, how does the Harlan defensive front match up against a big, physical, Dripping Springs offensive line that looks like it means business? This game is dripping with intrigue. Friday night at the Rock Pile in San Antonio. Dripping Springs in San Antonio, Harlan. Number 8, Anna and Amarillo Palo Duro. This is another kind of example of one of those cross-regional games that gets me excited. This is going on 6:30 p.m. Friday in Wichita Falls. And there's a lot of storylines here. One of them, the head coach of Anna, Seth Parr, his dad is a former Amarillo Palo Duro head coach and actually coached Eric Mims, the head coach at Palo Duro, in high school. A lot of family ties here, a lot of connections here. And Palo Duro ran away from El Paso Hanks in the second quarter last week. Julian Reese, Deuce Reese, has been so good for them. I love what this kid brings to the table. Julian Reese has been terrific. Darian Lewis didn't play but should play this week. He's a game changer. For Anna, last week against Mansfield Timberview, I was really impressed. I made a point that I thought that Timberview matched up well with Anna, and Anna totally took those maybe disadvantages and mitigated them and allowed their big stars to stand up, especially Ziondre Williams. And I thought the Anna defense was the real star of the show, slowing down that Timberview rushing attack. They will need to do it again this week. This is a really fun ball game. Paladero and Anna, two great quarterbacks in this one. Going on Wichita Falls. Number 7, Panther Creek and Springtown. More on this in the picks in a bit. But it's like offense. Got two big offenses here, averaging combined 97 points a game. Star power all over the place. Kane Hill, Johnny Anthony Larzabal for Springtown. Graylin Fry, Jalen Lott, Donovan Webb. A lot of star power offensively. A lot of this ultimately will come down to defenses, which of these defenses can show up, and which of these teams can play a clean ball game. The other question, and I mentioned this in the picks, is which team is more battle tested. I'll just say this. I think Panther Creek is more battle tested. Does that matter? Like, this is in many respects, I think, Springtown's biggest test of the year, and it comes when the stakes are the highest. A lot of fun in this one. This game going down in North Richland Hills at Birdville Fine Arts and Athletic Complex tomorrow night. Number 6, Groover and Wink. I kind of can't stop thinking about this game. I've been thinking about this game a lot because this game's going down in Floydada Friday night. It's another great cross-regional matchup. If you're from a major metro area and you just think, oh, it's West Texas, Wink and Groover are not close. Groover's the team that's been to the mountaintop. Groover's the team that's done the dang thing. Groover's the team that's played for a state championship. Groover's the team that won the regional title a year ago. And there's every reason to believe they can do it again. Briggs Satterfield, their quarterback's been terrific. Bo Cowan leads a really underrated defense. Wink is the team that can't get over the hump. They're like the Buffalo Bills. You know what I mean? They're the team that's been really good, but if they run into the Chiefs, it just can't happen. Now, they also have every reason to believe this is the year. Khamid Fashan, their running back, has been sensational. I think Lane Lesby, their quarterback, goes underrated because of Fashan. Game comes down to mistakes, comes down to turnovers, comes down to pouncing on mistakes. Game is fascinating. I love this game in 2A Division II. Floydada, Texas is where it's happening. Groover and Wink. Number 5, Peaster and Shallow Water. Oh, you thought I forgot about this one? Nah, I love this game. Childress is where it's happening. 2 regional favorites in Region 1. Peaster has been a wagon. 10-1 on the year. Cooper Martin's been unbelievable. They're 46-0 last week on poor Brownfield. Offense has been terrific. But more importantly, I thought their defense stood on its head. But so, and in fact, that they were, if you remember, Peaster also shut out Sweetwater in this regular season finale. I'm sorry, Shallow Water beat Brownfield, I should say. Cooper Martin is quarterback for them. Peaster pitched a shutout as well. 31-0. They got the offense rolling with Hudson Saliers. A lot of this, I think, comes down to what happens up front. This is a real take your eye off the ball type game. I think Shallow Water is really battle tested. They're 8-3, but those 3 losses are, I hate to say good losses, but they're good losses. They're at least excusable losses. Can Shallow Water's offensive line hold up against what has been a sensational defensive front for Peaster? That is, for me, the name of the game. And winner of this game has got to feel like they can go and contend at the highest levels in Region 1. Shallow Water and Peaster is, I think, flying under the radar. Really, really fun game this week. Number 4, Waxahachie and North Forney. So earlier I said, if you guys like points, you might like this one. Well, if you like points, you'd love North Forney. North Forney's offense has been sensational. This was an area round matchup last year. And this offense for North Forney, led by Ohio State commit Legend Bay at quarterback, is outrageous. Outrageous. This is, I think it's the most dangerous offense in Texas high school football at any level. They are lethal. Legend Bay, Anakin Asuko ran for 188 yards last week. Well, here comes Waxahachie, who has faced down big teams, who has faced down supposed favorites and come out on the other end. The money matchup here is when North Forty has the ball, because you've got an Ohio State commit leading the North Forty offense in Legend Bay. You've got an A&M commit in Jaquan Snell leading the Waxahachie defense. That is good on good. That is strength on strength. Matt Stepp brought this up on Tep and Step. How well does Waxahachie tackle in space? Because they have to tackle in space to beat North Forty. The other side of the ball is interesting too. North Forty's been mostly good, but they've had some times where they've been beat up. Can Jerry Meyer III, the TCU commit for Waxahachie, take advantage of that? This is a huge game in 6A Division I. Massive, massive game. Number 3, Fairfield and Yoakum. We're going to talk with the head coach of the Fairfield Eagles, Coach John Bechtel, coming up here a little later in the show. Fairfield quietly unbeaten, really underrated, a ludicrous offense. Cole Collins, unbelievable. A 3,000-yard passer. He's got 39 touchdowns on the year. He has two 1,000-yard receivers. Kavian Hicks and Finn Smith. 2. Their offense is crazy. This will be their biggest test of the year. Because, and especially for their defense, which has been good, but hasn't been as good as the offense, I'll say that. And this Robinson team, do not mistake them for some sort of pushover. Jermon Robinson, this Yoakum team, I should say. Jermon Robinson, Jamarcus Robinson, Xavier Barnett. They've got dudes. They can go. This game, I think, could be real pointsy. We'll talk about that with John Bechtel coming up here in a little bit. This is a fascinating ball game. I think it's a real opportunity for Fairfield to make a statement and prove that they are for real. And that Region 3 is wide open. In 3 Division 1. Number 2, Pearland and Dickinson. Yeah, they can get a whole lot better than this. Like Region 3 of 6A Division 1, like we're finally getting to the fireworks factory here. And you get 2 top 10 undefeated teams in the second round of the playoffs. Pearland, 11-0. Jamori Champion is a dog. Their quarterback, Jake Westmoreland, I think has been very strong. They've got one of the better defenses in the Houston area, led by Ed Smith. This team is really, really strong. Well, here's Dickinson. Dickinson is 11-0. Dickinson's coming off of a wild win over Atascocita. And let me tell you, their offense can go. Jace Washington was sensational. I think Lorenzo Aguirre, I brought this up to Step on Tep and Step. I think he's really underrated. I love what Lorenzo Aguirre brings to the table. This is Pearland is no pushover. Pearland is a legit 11-0. If Dickinson wins this game, they would have wins over Atascocita, Katy, C.E. King, and Cy-Fair. And then Pearland. That would be among the best resumes in Texas high school football. And it would be really time. No matter what, the winner of this game, I think it needs to start, is in the driver's seat to at least play in a regional final and perhaps even play at AT&T Stadium. This is a huge, huge game in Webster. It's a huge game in 6A Division I Region 3. But it's not even the number 1 game in 6A Division I Region 3 this week. Number 1, Galena Park, North Shore, and Ridge Point. If it's going to happen for Ridge Point, it's happening now. It's happening tomorrow night in Thorne Stadium. This is undefeated Ridge Point. They've done everything we've asked of them. 11-0. And from a talent perspective, from a frontline talent perspective, in my opinion, peerless. Peerless. 2 Power 5 core, Power 4, I think it is, wide receivers in Balin George and Robert Haynes. Romare Smith and Preston Hall lead an outstanding defense. They have an offensive line with at least 3 FBS signees, maybe more. This team is loaded. Loaded. Now, last week, they got put into the blender by Pearland Dawson, but they won their game. We say around here, win your clunkers. And they won it. Well, now they get a shot at, and this is not an opinion, the king of Region 3. North Shore has won 6A Division I Region 3 7 consecutive years. 7 consecutive years. They are the team of record. Quarterback Caleb Maryland's been great. I think their defense, led by Zaquan Nunn, continuing to get better. This is a heavyweight championship title fight, is what this is. And it's an opportunity for Ridgepoint to make a statement and to dethrone the team of record in 6A Division I Region 3. It is a massive game, an enormous game. Ridgepoint and North Shore, my number one game of the week. There it is. The top 10 Texas high school football games of the week. Of course, we got tons of these, including Ridgepoint North Shore, live on Dave Campbell's Texan Live. Number of those games on Dave Campbell's Texan Live. Make sure you go there.